Greetings again. We're back with another channeling session. I am Russ Hatfield, joined by my higher dimensional twin soul and member of Ashtar Command, Kara. June's channeling session was quoted in 1994 and has been channeled by Mark Crocker. It's called Updates from the Hangar and the Coriolis Effect. This is a channeling session where we hear about the new ships coming into the hangar, auras and dolphins on the first side. Side 2 is where we discuss Tia's home planet, the Coriolis Effect, and their spaceship's power supply. A more detailed description can be found on our homepage at HadesBasedNews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present the latest entries into the Hades Base archives, updates from the hangar, and the Coriolis Effect.
So, the key to this thing is being able to function at a faster, quicker level.
That's right.
And be able to use all the armaments at once.
It's tricky, that's why I got to build new suits.
So that's why so the simulators are used.
That's right.
That's why.
No entertainment purposes at all. Hang on, can you hold on a second? Okay.
Now, with these new with the new ships coming in, are we talking about better stealth capabilities?
No, they're totally, as I said, totally new and improved.
Yeah. Now, due to the fact that I'm on a search and rescue of this, a couple things I want to talk about. And the number one thing is, are the same self-destruct circuits built in as the old one? No.
You guys will be working with them once they get total control and master their ships.
Okay. On the other end of that is those ships going to be able to be hooked into our ship.
Yes, much, much better.
Yeah. So,
in fact, instead of you being able to control just them, they will be able to control you as well.
okay.
That's always been one of our problems, is that if a rescue ship gets damaged, right, is that we have to send another rescue ship to link into it, you see. But now, with these ships that we're getting, the scouts can link in, but it takes two of them. And they can bring the ship home.
Now, on the access paths for the doors, it won't be the problem that it used to be before.
No. But the main computer from the old ships are going into the new ships.
Oh, they are? Well, that'd be neat.
Yeah, because that's where the entity of the ship is. You see, and that will go into the new ships. In fact, there's a little bit of engineering that needs to be done, but that's not my side. Because I think it's either increasing or decreasing the space.
All right. Now, I've been working on how ships go from the fifth dimension to the third dimension. Being as that I'm directly involved in seeing how this is all done, I want to get some viewpoints from you. Now, is it a question of two things? My perception, and that could be faulty, so I want to check this out, is that ships switch from third to fifth through an innate ability to be able to do so, or is it a speed factor that is used instead?
Neither. It is a energy field created around the ship. Best way you could say is it warps the area around it, and it kind of drops through from fifth to fourth, and it creates another energy bulge, and then drops through into third. But it's so quick that you don't notice it.
So that my perception was correct. It is an ability, essentially.
Yeah, but the pilot program said it.
Kind of programs it right. I mean, I've seen where it happens, but it's just like I wasn't sure if that was I was seeing it wrong, if that's what it was going. Because I noticed we made it like when we picked the Dolphins. When we picked the Dolphins, we were in fifth until we got to over sea level with the Dolphins, and then we switched
That's correct.
into third. and there was no speed to fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed at that point there was something. All right.
That's correct. Orgy.
I'm gonna let you get off to it, darling.
Hey, I'm trying to behave myself.
There you are. We'll have some fun and a great barbecue and a couple of water, or at least a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
While being a sensible sister of yours.
You sure?
Fine.
Friggin', we're experiencing temporary difficulty here.
Yes, I can see those technical difficulties you're going through. Oh, Lord. Why'd you get to be so sensible? I know it's not your advanced years.
Just my upbringing.
I guess.
The fact that I've been to more places and experienced more.
Oh, anyway, thank you for all your comments. Insightful and excellent input.
Yes. Okay, let us get down to business.
Well, darling, my first question is, the monitors up there, we have our forums.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, are we close to something similar, technically wrong down here?
To a certain extent, yes.
And is that the MRIs, the magnetic resonance imaging?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Now, with the advancement in the MRIs, is this stuff that's going on that we don't hear about, or is this stuff that just because we don't read technical manuals?
Just because you don't read technical manuals.
Nice.
I do. Which reminds me, next week I will be getting my head booked so we can go through the information when we come up here.
Oh, excellent, man. Look forward to that. Yes. Now, being able to see auras on this plane down here is going to be a step up.
Yes.
Okay.
You will notice changes and fluctuations in colour and all sorts of things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume the diagnostic capabilities will then be enhanced also.
That is correct.
Now, how long do you foresee this is becoming on the general market?
In the next 10 years or so.
Okay, now then. One thing I'm noticing is that one benefit of our interactive network, and when I ask you if this is actually a benefit, is the fact there's now a program out where you can diagnose yourself through your computer on the interactive network.
Yes, it's by the questions that you answer. Where does it hurt? Does it hurt A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
I see.
How much does it hurt? Is it intense pain? Is it a soft pain? Is it continuous pain? And so on. By these things, you can eliminate certain things. For example, symptom, vomiting in the morning or when you wake up. Have you had your period recently? Answer, no. Have you gained weight recently? Answer, yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's basically helping out. So is this a live person that are in for the exertion?
It's more in the computer.
Oh, okay, so it's a program.
Yes.
Yes. Now, we get to the point that I assume that from that point, knowing what your problem is, that they can then diagnose or just prescribe.
No, they've left.
Oh,
Solana, she had a glass of water in her hand. And she just slipped and went flying across the floor and dropped the glass, and there's water all over the place. And she's sitting there rubbing her one of her cheeks. She lands on rather hard. It's quite funny to see, actually. Now she's frowning. But yes, it is a computer program to answer questions.
Right, but I mean, are we getting to the point where they can prescribe drugs to you?
Not yet.
Because of the fact that your answers might not be either honest or the fact that it might not be a correct diagnosis.
Correct. Not so much that it is. It'll give you a general idea of what the ailment is, but certain drugs affect certain types of ailments.
Right. It would be the benefit of knowing what your ailment is. You still have to go to the doctor for the prescription.
Because of how bad the ailment is. If you take strong medicine for a ailment and you find out that it's not as bad as you thought it was, then you can do more harm.
Darling, are you happen to be hooked up in my mind right now and at the same time you're talking?
What do you think?
I think it's a freaking paradox.
Shush, dear. Children are listening.
That's true. Okay, sweetheart. So I'm really fond of it.
No, thank you. I'm so glad too that I bonded with me. I'm so glad that I bonded to you too.
Love.
Yes, love is very important.
Absolutely. That's the only thing I can see missing with this computer stuff is the fact that
And the
it's not on the personal attention.
And the bedside manner. The computer can give you the answers, but a bedside manner can make you feel better.
Right. Which is why the interactive part would be at least a little better.
Yes. For example, notice how we tend to carry. Yeah, the way that we talk to her, we get her to relax, to laugh. The way that we tickle her feet, make comments, frown at her when she smokes.
Beneficial for both parties.
Correct. Bedside manner.
Yeah, but I can see where in the future basic knowledge or esoteric ideas will be far more sought after than your basic doctrines
Oh, certainly.
and
Certainly.
prescriptions.
Because not only can it be more beneficial, it can be a lot more entertaining too.
Exactly.
Think about it.
You know, it won't be as dry and
Clinical.
clinical.
So therefore it can be more entertaining. And entertainment can be a good medicine. Remember what we say about laughter.
Certain results of that.
I just look at Kerry sometime
Now, how are we going to keep track on Carrie's medical condition?
through Tia.
She's not a doctor.
No, but she can relay to me what she sees. She just goes down to her office and puts herself into her machine. And then when she is finished, she gives me the disc.
Oh, I see.
And then I relay the information back to Tia. And it's a confidential process that Tia won't talk about because she's promised not to.
Right.
And she relays the information back to Kerry.
In a very
Yes. Programming her dreams. For example, her increase in orange juice intake. And the fact that she's forgot again to put on her sunscreen.
Also, she's been out there.
Well, she's been fairly busy setting up house. Looking for jobs and setting up house. So,
I'm not calling nervous.
well, she's a very busy young lady. She look cool. I just said to be and have the one-on-one chats. Some of the things we used to talk about.
All right, my dear, I'm going to let you get back to the kids.
Okay.
And
it should start probably tomorrow afternoon.
see you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Very good. So this is the stuff you've been doing while you were in that tent there.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. So you're off from the tent now and
Yeah.
back into the
Mm-hmm.
it's back.
Yeah. And I got given a toy to play with.
Did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I got some bad news. Very bad news. You remember the dolphin that we dropped off back on Earth? But whilst it was here, it had some happy memories. Mm-hmm. It's gone to a better place temporarily.
Where do dolphins go? Nice.
They go into a limbo until they're reborn.
Tips ups.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, do they go to back just do they go to Sirius at some point? Is that the higher dimension
Yes.
dolphins go to? The
Mhm.
Sirius?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's just like us.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, genetic tests also bad news again. Is that little what's her name?
This is good.
Yeah, Nissa. Little Nissa's baby is sterile. We were very concerned about that.
Well,
There
this wasn't part of the hybrid stuff. It's
No, no.
very evolving.
Yeah, but that was from her brother. Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
gene
right.
pool.
We were worried about it.
Yeah, the gene pool was getting so condensed that we had to bring these up in. And then we're getting some more from Sirius coming in as well. Mm-hmm. We've got plenty of room for at least 3 groups of dolphins in the dolphinarium instead of just the 1 and a bit that we've got.
Well, now, how is the mix between the Earth dolphin and the Sirius dolphin? You have any pregnancies?
Not yet. Not yet. They blend together as groups, but they still keep very much close together. It's when we have young, original F-stock, would it be first generation when they're born? Yeah, first generation stock from the Earth ones. In the first generation stock from the ones here, actually they're more like 4th and 5th generation. No? 8th. Mm-hmm.
Well, the one thing I was worried about is that big male
Mm-hmm.
ram that herds those 3 females.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's going to be a baby dolphin born to that male and one of the females.
That's correct.
Mate with the child from the other.
That's what we want. We will separate them when they get big enough to have children. And no, we will separate them, not physically. We will separate them physically from joining. We will use a medical process that only the sperm from the selected male will fertilize the sperm from the selected female.
Right.
It's tricky. It's very tricky. But that's not going to be for a couple of years at least.
How old is that?
Yeah, we've got to refine it a little bit. But it's something we're going to try. Because it's very important that the 2 strains of genes mix.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, Carter made a suggestion I like that.
What's that?
And that is every 3rd day come in the studio.
Oh.
So that means tomorrow and Tuesday.
Oh.
So I'll go visit Cara, flight training you, Cara.
Okay, I'll get my.
Well, what's your schedule been there?
It's pretty relaxed at the moment.
Really?
I work when I want to work, and relax when I want to relax, and look after Miranda whenever it's necessary. You know, she loves it in the water. Mm-hmm. Oh
I
yeah.
should be up there by
Okay. And she hates wearing clothes when she's in the water.
Well, she's got her dolphin friends.
Mhm.
Why should she?
Yeah, it's kind of contagious too.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that there were a few other kids in the area.
Yeah.
But is that from the other workers from the pigs?
Mhm.
They bring them down there all
Mm-hmm. That's more of a picnic place. Is where I do my research.
Well, now that you've moved out now,
Mm-hmm.
are you still going down on a regular basis?
Yes, every time.
Every day.
Mm-hmm. I go down there because I got to know my friends and they miss me when I go.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
Girlfriend's coming over tomorrow morning. If you want, I can get her to stay.
Please do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good to see her enough.
That's my thought. That try to get you to talk. Mm-hmm.
Now she works down there too, right?
From time to time, yeah, she assists me. When I do the go down deep into the water, I have to use an acronym so that she'll kit me up because it's a little bit heavy sometimes. The equipment. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I have a question: is the water there in that pool a little bit more buoyant than I'm used to?
No.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I don't know because I've never experienced third dimensional water.
Yeah. For some reason, it seems to float me better. Third dimension, you can sink faster. My animation, body
That
should
might have
float
something.
a little bit better.
It might have something to do with it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went down to, I think it was about 150 feet to the state of the dolphins.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite nice down there.
No, I noticed one thing they don't have there that I thought that would be nice. Would be a winch.
Why do you think we get white cats from time to time on the
Oh,
water?
you got a winch?
Oh, it's the natural one.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, something you surf it. It's dolphins.
We can change the weather machine slightly if we wish.
Yeah, that's not my personal thing.
Yeah.
I want you for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to consult with the various dolphins. Get a majority consensus.
Sort of just asking if I could find the waves.
Mm-hmm.
6 foot. You
We'll see what we can do. We also have another little problem up here, which is quite beneficial actually. We've got a fish explosion problem.
Oh, you got too many fish going?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd go and fish in the other tank, the old dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it exploded.
Well, both of them actually. Don't know why.
The dolphins like you're starving around
Not fast enough.
Maybe you need some more dolphins.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what. Tomorrow I will have freshly caught salmon. We shall sit down and enjoy it.
Sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this.
Yes.
So, girl, how's everything else going?
Everything else is going fine.
Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin's doing it?
Yes, Colin's been fun.
That's the problem. I haven't been keeping up track. I haven't put up there. Mark's able to go there and spend hours and hours to everything.
Mm-hmm.
In my little short time up there,
It's Mother tells me that he pays the price for it.
big price.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably what's keep holding me back. Is I'm not sure if I want to do that price.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I do want to live down here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of happy I can spend time.
Mm-hmm. That's right, makes time up here with you more precious.
And I'm glad to be doing this every third day.
Mm-hmm. It's harmony.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mum says see you later. She's looking forward to it. She's just checking with the technician and taking some readouts. Don't know what readouts. You'd have to ask her independently. Okay, dinner. Now, what lunch rather? What do you want to go with? A salad?
Let's see. Is salmon?
Mm-hmm.
Salad? Good.
Mm-hmm. And a fresh white wine?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And one thing you might want to try is a little bit of gourmet sauce with the salmon.
I'll get the computers from here and in it. And I was thinking of doing a platter with leaves and carrots and olives.
That sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm. Well, there'd be 3 adults, hopefully. Touch wood.
And a little bit of good.
Okay. Fresh baked bread.
Yeah, that sounds tasty. Sourdough.
Okay.
That goes good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we should do this once in a while anyway.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I'll be down there doing research and everything, so that'll be no problem whatsoever. And I'll get Linny to bring down a table and some necessary condiments and so on.
okay, so I'll meet you down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want me to wear the same suits I'm wearing now?
From what Carrie said, I definitely want you to wear the same suit you're wearing.
Okay, it was just something I threw on when I was getting out the shower.
Impressed Carrie a lot.
Well, it's her design.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she enjoys seeing her design in use more than she likes designing them. How does it look like? Describe
Well, it's almost a thong. Apart from the fact that down on this side it's material that is hanging loose in a band. It hangs down as 5 strips. On this side it's just a thong. It just covers you. Mm-hmm.
How's the weather done?
It's nice and warm. Yeah. It was when I left there at about an hour ago. It was 82 degrees. Mm-hmm. And it was just starting to change colour for evening. Probably still light down there now. And there's no straps to the top. Just suction. Kind of keeps me lifted and set.
Oh, love it.
Mum told me that you had an interesting experience the other night with a blonde girl using your bathroom.
Oh.
What's that what she's called?
That's the time machine.
Like when you used to climb the rope in gym class?
Yeah, that's it.
Flashback. Diddly-doo, 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 diddly-doo. Oh, I know. Is this the real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Open your mind and see. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy because I'm easy come, easy go. Little high, little low. Way the wind blows doesn't really matter. Mama, I just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. What's a gun?
Firearm.
Pulled the trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody. It's time to go because I'm easy come, easy go.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Well, this weekend we have Wayne's World 2, so you can see the sequel to that.
Mm.
You bet. Too much fun, girl.
How much have you got left in your
No,
order?
4 minutes.
No, okay.
Oh,
Just little old me here.
that's it, huh?
Mm-hmm. And the technicians, of course.
No, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, I'm on the monitors up there as far as
Mhm.
or monitor. How's it look?
We've got a little bit of a problem around here, but not much.
Oh, and guys,
Antibiotics.
feels like it sometimes. But they do the trick. They
Yes.
Anyway, one thing I want to do with that is work on some more mind-to-mind belts.
Oh.
Yeah. That way, except if we get better connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I know, I've got a toy up here that will hold you longer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Check this out.
And that will heighten the experience. And if we do mind to mind, I can feed off of your energy in a loop type thing. And we can spiral up and up and up and up. But there is kind of, if you spiral up too high, there's a little black patch.
Oh, there's blackout.
Yeah, both people do.
Keep that with blackout in there. So
Mm-hmm.
you heard me talking to Tia about the fact that I crash out, I'm asleep, wake up, go up there,
Okay.
and I'm up there much better form,
Mhm.
and I fall asleep again. He is staying awake.
No, this was definitely keep you awake.
And Andrew does, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he when my leg falls into the salad or something.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I won't make it back to the apartment. I'll fall asleep dead on the pathway there, promise.
Okay.
But I want to hook in with Miranda too. I want to get in a mental.
Mm-hmm. She's got a loaded viper.
She knows.
I have to smell it.
Hi, Miranda.
A little head went. Mm-hmm. Can you hold on a second? Okay, that's better. Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose you have to go out there and get a change.
I'll be sitting here for a little while. Mhm. Even when the training session finishes, unless she finishes first.
We're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're thinking about, have you thought about the genetic possibilities of Miranda and Mark's children?
I haven't had the opportunity yet. You've got to remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm a scientist. But I can ask Mum if you want.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Okay.
I know me and you are a perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Well, I'm more interested in my work. I mean, my abilities do augment my work sometimes, but as a rule, I do rely more on my mental intelligence as opposed to my capabilities.
right.
To me, they're not that important. The fact that I have them is fine. But in my line of work, I really don't need them.
One of the keys that I found is that when I was working with Miranda early, before she was born, is that a natural healing ability that she gets from mom. I mean, her grandma.
Mm-hmm. I have some too, though.
Yeah, I know, but you know how it always gets passed over one generation,
Mhm.
so it's stronger than the one after usually.
Mm-hmm.
Even stronger than
It's too early to tell. I know where you're heading.
right. That illusion has.
Oh. Well, I've got my own Croatian. I wasn't fortunate enough due to the fact I was living on a base when I was born.
But once I get up there, I crash out again. You know, after I've been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem comes in the fact that I fall asleep again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I can maintain that awake, or partially awake state that I am while I'm up,
Have you had a cup of tea before you go?
But I mean, if I had a cup of tea, then also it wouldn't let me go into my sleep state first.
Why?
Well, what?
Well, what you do is you have a cup of tea when you come back from your sleep, right?
No, because then I'd be waking up.
Why?
Because I'd be asleep and I'd wake up, have a cup of tea, and then I'd be wide awake. And see, I might as well have a cup of tea before I go in if I want to get that. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get the sleep state, then wake up,
Mm-hmm.
then head up, but then stay awake instead of falling asleep up there.
Yeah,
But I don't want to take a break between the sleeping and the waking state due to the fact that that's when I'm at my abilities are at the height.
Just practice. That's all I recommend is practice.
I mean, there's no like things that could keep me awake or anything.
No, not really. Apart from practice, determination, and knowledge of the game.
All right. So anyway, yeah, there are some big differences, and that is, I suppose, the differences between third and fifth dimensions.
Yeah.
Well, that's the question. Mark answered it, but I'm going to ask you the same one. And that is, if you, Mark, and Kiri are all triple souls, why didn't you and Kiri find yourself for that point? I know it's a big base, but it's not any bigger than, let's say, Lake Tahoe.
Well, I worked in reception and information processing, which different circles from Kiri.
Yeah. So in other words, you never saw Kiri the entire time you were on the base.
No. I kept myself to myself.
You didn't hear any stories?
Well, I've heard several stories about several people.
Yeah. I figured by the time you got there, Kiri should have been on a celebrity practically.
No, she's not that way. Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, any news from your new Rondo buddies?
Not yet. They're not a pair per se.
Well, they're not. No. I assume then that means that the two opposite sexes that they traveled with that made them a pair didn't quite make the trip.
Presumably, so I think they might be a little bit emotionally unbalanced for a while.
Well, just put them in your guys' apartment for a week, they'll be fine.
Hey, Rita Rongdon's fairly monogamous.
That's strange. You wouldn't expect that, actually.
Why?
Well, looking at the big cats down here, kind of, to take a similar type of look, and you see where one male has a pride of some form.
It's not monogamous. I don't mean sticking to one person, but sticking to one family. Is that sometimes you'll have one husband, as we put it, and 2 or 3 wives. My parents were not uncommon just being one-on-one. The fact being that, as I stated last time, the wars kind of cut down on the female population a little bit. So that in some areas it was quite common for one man, 2 or 3 females. But in my part of where it wasn't as densely populated due to it was the norm was one-on-one.
Well, how'd the mating?
Well, as a rule, the male would take the woman flowers, ask her out on a date, take her, I suppose you'd call them chocolates, although they're not like real chocolates. Take her sweetmeats, and she would cook for him. Or if she was a little bit forward, she would invite him out for a walk in the country.
That's it.
Yeah.
They hit it off from that point.
Mm-hmm. Not unlike your place. Apart from it was quite formal and yeah, sex before joinings wasn't that common.
So you and Mark kind of, it's a strange situation you got into. Well, it wasn't quite the same way.
No.
But then it's not exactly the run. So you have to make rules that let you go.
Mhm.
All right, my dear, I'll let you slide out for a few.
Oh, okay.
I'll, because I'm going to be, you as Rain Mistress, of course.
Mm-hmm. Greetings and felicitations, Russell.
It's a ball. I shouldn't tease it like that. It's not good for me.
No, it is not.
Very unhealthy.
Okay, let us proceed. I must advise you again, unfortunately, my time is limited. I will let you know when I have to go, though.
You are the busiest person in the base sometimes, I think.
Hey, base commander.
Yeah, you got those responsibilities. Well, let's go with the heavy stuff.
What with construction, new ships arriving, replacement pilots being rotated out, repairs.
What happened to all that big staff you have that handles all that stuff for you?
Just administration. I have to check out the fine details myself personally.
Okay. Well,
Would you trust your people that work under you to do some of the paperwork?
yeah, I do actually. Quite often.
Do you worry about it?
No. Well, yeah. I do worry about it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, we've got a situation on our hands in which we apparently have some hot rods down there.
Mm-hmm.
Owning cars. Okay. Anyway, now Mark has into his head that he wants to go down to Stanford, deal with that in a way that would kind of expose him for
what he is.
Yeah. I'm trying to avoid that. Now, in my way of doing it, I'd like to be able to, think on a suggestion of possibly alerting the popular media to the details going on, or to what's going on and giving details to prove it. Stuff that only someone who's been there would know, and using, of course, the anonymous tips from us.
Mm-hmm. How would you go about this?
Well, first off, saying, of course, that we have a anonymous person who prefers to remain anonymous, and he has given us details that the situation has gotten so bad, and here are the details in the situation that has gotten so bad.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there are rods missing. The fact that the remaining rods are in a very unstable condition and are likely to get worse in the coming days.
Mm-hmm.
And going on from there.
I think this is already known in the popular press.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think there's a time frame that's been suggested as bad as it is, or that's what I want to find out. Is it as bad as it is? Or do we have a reason to worry?
I'd have to read the reports that have been written. Unfortunately, due to the lack of time, I haven't. My suggestion is patience, and we will let you know once we have formulated an idea and where to proceed with this current situation. Using an anonymous source is very unlikely and very improbable. You would have to have something like a worker that works at the nuclear processing plant that has a ham radio, which I think is very unlikely.
Yeah, but see, nobody would have to know that. I mean, the way our popular press runs, just about anything can go in.
As for the Stanford, I think that is unnecessary, and the motivation behind it is probably a little bit selfish.
Okay, well, probably just a spirit.
That is another possibility.
But why would the human factor be as far as if you could explain to me the deal with now past lives and fifth dimensional thinking? You know, we talking about a timeline now where one part could be disastrous and one part couldn't be, and we're going to split off at some point.
More than one.
More than one. Okay.
And the split is occurring day by day.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's why you counsel patience.
Yes. It is not so much as minor splinters, like turning left or turning right as you walk down the street, bumping into an old friend. It is major branches forming.
Well, now, is in an intervention a possible scenario we have to look at?
That is a possible scenario, yes, that we are looking into.
Okay. Yeah, if possible, sometime in the future we get some, probable scenarios, like a percentage of factors.
We would have to work on this to come up with a informed answer.
Unfortunately, due to our time factor on a channeling session, that might not be possible.
We will keep you informed.
Okay, on to the Coriolis effect. Oh, before I do that, I want to find out if we can take a break for a week on channel, even if considering the fact that our new possible roommate doesn't move in. I think it'd be good for March to just take.
Yes, agree totally.
Right. And then, if she doesn't move in, we'll just take a major break anyway. Or we can then come back to it fresh.
Okay. And it'll give you a chance to refresh yourself.
Absolutely. I want to start going through some of these tapes anyway. All right. Working on the question of the Coriolis effect, I wonder if you could explain a little bit on the properties of the Earth's gravitational rotation and its effect on gas and liquids, and how it can be used to work on the body.
There is a very simple explanation of a way of seeing the energy field. If you wish, we can demonstrate.
It's not going to take too long.
No, certainly. Would you care to fill up the sink out there, put the plug in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the experiment was filling up a bowl of water, pulling the plug and watching the water twirl in a clockwise motion.
Right.
The southern hemisphere, it twirls in an anti-clockwise motion.
Right.
Now, if you look on a larger scale of the rotation of your planet, and the center, right? Imagine the water pouring into the center, and it spins in a clockwise motion as it pours into the center.
Oh, I see.
Now, as it pours in from the center in the southern hemisphere, it goes in a clockwise motion, but
in the opposite way.
It is upside down.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's okay. Good. That explains it very well. Now, what's this do to our bodies, essentially?
It works the same way.
Okay, so we're 90% water. Then,
but because your body is contained within flesh, it does not spin.
Right. So there's no effect?
No effect on the physical body. But when you astral travel, there is a noticeable effect there.
Why? I mean, what happens? What's the effect?
What is the effect? It is when you leave your body, you curve in the direction unless you control it, of the rotation.
That's why that happens. I also notice sometimes when I'm going out, it feels like my body starts turning. I mean, the whole body. I mean, like it's on a plane like this, but then it starts going like that, and it wants to pull out in a clockwise motion. And that's what's happening.
Correct.
Now, is that because of the etheric properties of the body
Yes.
is affected by the etheric properties of the rotation of the Earth?
Correct. But physically, it does not affect.
Would this then have an effect on other people's etheric bodies, even
Yes.
though they're not astral projecting?
Yes.
What way?
When they go to sleep. If you notice that most people roll over to one side,
What?
that is not because they're left or right-handed. It is because of the rotation of the etheric body.
Okay.
Now, here is a useful piece of information.
Right.
If you go outside your galaxy, you notice spins in a clockwise manner.
Oh, I see. So everything spins except for a few moons around Saturn.
Correct.
I'd like to take this up again next time when we have more time to work on it.
Certainly.
I've done some more experimenting. All right. Now, 2 questions come to me from Gwen out in Arizona. Okay. First off, is why would society evolve to a matriarchal one when one that is a male dominant would be stronger?
Stronger physically?
Yeah.
The reason why it is a matriarchal society is, where do you come from? Who stays at home and minds the house?
You know?
Who is the person behind the man? Who has the flowers brought?
Good.
Who is the person that you try to dominate?
You know?
But in actual fact, who is dominated?
Isn't it?
Correct. Who is the person that you would most consider important in your life? Even though they are not so much in the lead, they are not as strong. They have a totally different body chemistry due to their offspring-bearing nature. Their purpose is far more important than a male.
I see. But it went to a patriarchal society later when man stopped caring about the female.
Correct. Even though in your 1800s to your 1950s, it was always women dominated by men. The women still have incredible power. Even though it appears to be a patriarchal society, in actual fact it was a matriarchal society.
Well, she wants to know, are we heading back to that way again, or are we coming up to a more balanced way?
It will go back towards a matriarchal society,
Okay, so she was right.
but it will be a nearer balance.
Well, I see. What is the reason for going back to matriarchal?
Because it works.
It does. Because there's more caring in them?
Correct.
Now, one thing I never noticed is this something we brought over from Sirius or from Atlantis or something that started off in the matriarchal way?
You started more off in the balanced sort of way, but women have always had a very dominating effect.
Oh, I see. So we moved toward a matriarchal society, more balanced.
It was more balanced in the female aspect.
Okay, I think men just got tired of being subservient or something.
Men have never been subservient. they have always been just as important as women, due to the fact that you need one to have the other, and vice versa.
Okay, then why wasn't it always just a balanced society instead of matriarchal and patriarchal?
Because of the emotions,
So,
the emotion of love. Women can give more love than men can.
and so when men stop caring on whether or not women gave love or not, it's power
Correct.
to switch back over.
Correct.
Now we're getting into more love.
Correct.
All right. Now, in a time where the cities kind of die, broke to say, life gets kind of tough down there. Now, John and Gwen happen to have 5 acres they bought out in very rural.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't have any utilities in this place.
Mm-hmm.
But would it be a possible refuge, sort of like
Yes.
heating?
Yes. Do they have a ready accessible supply of water?
That's the problem. They'd have to dig a well, and supposedly there's a underground stream. It hasn't been proven. The only person who dug was next door to him, and he lost his whole drilling rig into a cavern because they're close to some caverns.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not sure if that would happen to them. I assume a dowser
Would help, yes. Also, they could create their own electricity.
solar or not solar. I mean, wind.
Mm-hmm. This is a windy area, is it not?
Yeah, east for sure.
You make a windmill.
Okay. So water and wind would be your two biggest
Mm-hmm.
attributes to it, if it could be found.
And also that it is a nice sunny area. You would use solar as well. Use solar collectors for when it is not windy. You would have batteries to store the energy when it is neither windy or sunny. Possibly self-sufficiency being the objective. Recycling everything. Using water not once, but twice or even 3 times. Once for taking a bath, boil it up again, use it to wash the dishes, and then finally returning it back to its source, or flushing it down the ablutions as a final stage.
Give it to the plants.
Mm-hmm. Well, the plants would not work with the contamination that would come from the washing.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to be explored on that route.
Oh, certainly.
They just bought it and they're working on it now, so it's possible something to look at for the future. But I'm assuming, and that's what they're wondering, is in the event that there is, like you mentioned before, a financial collapse, it wouldn't be an overnight thing. It would take a couple of years, right?
That's right. But there is an advantage if they have caverns beneath them.
Oh, as far as refuge there.
Correct. What you would do is have windmills on the surface, supplying electricity down into the caverns. You could make accommodation in the caverns. It would be a long climb up to the surface.
Right.
But you could also have lighting down there from the windmills above. By water dripping, you could have a small turbine generator. There would be a fresh intake of air all the time. There are many possibilities.
Yeah, good point.
You could grow plants down there even in the height of winter because the temperature is constant.
How would you get light to it?
From the generators.
Excellent. Yeah, okay. Let's I'll mention that to you tomorrow. Okay, was that was my last question. I always did my 30 push-ups.
Yes, in bits and pieces I hear.
Yes, 3 sets of 10.
And then I believe Mark showed you up by doing 15 straight off.
Quite energetic there. Well, hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks then.
Okay.
Thank you for your input.
You're welcome. Okay.
Well, my dear, I hear your cubs have been causing you all kinds of grief. Comes from your rowdy nature and shit.
Hey, I'm not rowdy.
I've seen some parties you put on, darling.
You haven't seen the best ones.
That's true. I've just heard stories.
Yeah.
So they're all getting more tame now.
Yeah, we just threaten them a little bit
Well, that,
because they know that we will do it.
but it's funny to hear the stories. Running around, trapping.
Well, it's kind of they sneak out. They figured out how to push the open the door button. So it's kind of, oh well, we have to put it up higher, but they figured that out quickly enough.
Oh, yeah. You always put lock up.
All you have to do is get a code put on there so they can't escape.
Well, you gotta admit though, they are, their rambunctiousness is, that's part of their heritage.
So, more questions?
Well, basically, why don't you just comment on how fast you post it?
Oh, thank you. We're going to uncork a bottle of wine today.
Oh, good. Wasn't that cute? She likes the wine.
Well, she can't have that much. Only one glass once in a while. But she hasn't had a glass for quite a while, so she's going to have that tonight.
Oh, good.
We're going to have a barbecue. And we're having steak. And of course, for the three of us, in various stages of uncooked. Salmon for the two Syrian and salad stuff. We're having tubers. He bites his nails, Okay.
All right, look. That's it for me for now. I'll talk to you with you.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing? I hear you uncorking one of my bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, Cara's sitting over there in one of my designer bikinis.
Good. She might be the beneficiary of this thing.
And Alana's right. Oh, that's a nice outfit.
One of yours?
Mm-hmm.
They're all one of yours. How you find time to do the engineering? I'll never figure out.
Plenty of time.
Well, anyways, sorry about that. Thank you for the intervention the other day.
Well, you're welcome.
So, me for my enraged car.
Well, something's got to you, It's not very often she gets like that.
No, it's true. Well, no, I deserve it. Well, my dear, how's your suits for the pilots coming along?
Oh, my suits? They're doing fine.
I know the baby. Him.
Yes, him.
Got a name picked out yet, or has he figured one out? Or he's still stuck on, what was it? Alexander and Nikolai, I think it was. Remember right?
Yeah, we're still thinking.
That's good. Is this a mutual decision, or is it his
It'd be mutual.
It will. Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. But his mind's too little at the moment.
Well, he's got nothing to do but contemplate, right?
Pretty much so, but yeah, it's kind of tiny, little thoughts,
Why have you hooked into these little mental tiny thoughts yet?
No, not yet. That won't happen until he's about 6 months.
You have too much feeling.
2.5.
Oh,
Well, I'm only 4 months.
that's true.
Thing is, now I've got to stop wearing spandex.
Well, that should be an interesting addition to our gene pool.
Yeah, it should be, actually. I'm quite looking forward to it.
So, you getting ready for this barbecue grill? Like it done.
Yeah. Well, she should be there by the time we get back. Should be coming back from class. Last time I saw her, she was in full dress uniform. No, dress uniform. Not armor.
Well, she's doing gardening.
Well, she goes to classes too, you know.
Full dress up?
Yeah, full dress uniform. Discipline, you see.
Really? Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what is your role with the new ships coming in besides designing?
That's it. Just designing the uniforms and all the plug-in bits.
Well, what about the couches?
I'll look at them when they get here.
Oh, I see. They're not like reconditioned.
You know, totally new design. Totally new. Updated. Very combat worthy. They've been tried and tested and proven.
I thought they were like our planes down here.
No, these are totally new. Totally new. I've seen the specs in them. I'm impressed.
Faster and lighter.
Faster, lighter, more agile, carries more armaments. The only thing that I'm slightly annoyed about is that they don't have as great a range. But I can work on that.
Why would they have the same range?
No, they have lesser range.
Well, I know, but why would that be?
Speed compensating.
Let's see if I remember this right.
You increase the speed, you burn more fuel.
But see, I'm remembering what fuel is. And fuel, as I remember, is a combination of superconductors with a mixture of crystals. Now, is it the crystals that are being worn down?
Yeah.
And so is the crystals wipe out?
Correct.
Why can't you carry more crystals? It's being
Take up more room. More room that you take up means more weight,
that's right.
which
The
means you can't.
scout class,
We've got pilots training left and right on them, and yeah, all sorts of things going on.
So it's a new kind of abilities that you have to more complicated stuff.
But they're reflexes.
But now the problem that I see from this is going to be your higher the G-forces, which of course are compensating for.
That's why I'm designing new suits.
That's going to compensate for the G-force.
Correct.
So that's why I have to put a suit on every time I go up.
Correct.
Now, why would my astral form be affected by G-forces in the ship?
It's not. It's just that you wearing a suit gives the computer something easier to work with.
Yeah, but the suit's not into the computer to help. Both like suit monitors body functions.